Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. We have been on forced lockdown. They have instituted a shelter-in-place policy for the San Francisco Bay Area, and so we are basically in forced lockdown because of everything that is happening out there in the world. So I just woke up from a nap. It was like, let me jump on here and hang out with some comic book soldiers for a little while. It was a fantastic nap. I woke up and I said to my wife, it's really quiet in here. Where is our daughter? And she says she's taking a nap as well. And I said, she takes after her dad, clearly. It was a fantastic sleep, I have to tell you. So it is good to see you guys. I see a couple of people flowing into the room here. I'm going to say hello to you guys, but I want to thank everybody out there for joining me for this basically no agenda chat. We're just going to hang out. We're going to have a good time. Hopefully we're going to talk about whatever it is that comes up in the conversation, right? You guys have questions, there's things you want to talk about, throw it up in all caps. We will talk about it, and we're just going to have a good time, no real agenda. I have a little bit of a list of things that I wanted to talk about, specifically some books that I am reading right now that I want to throw out there for consideration, because if you are on lockdown, if you're on social distancing, this is a great time to catch up on some stuff, man. A great time to sit back and read some good comics, and of course, watch some good YouTube right here on Regie Collects. So let me say hello to some comic book soldiers, and then we're going to go ahead and get ourselves started. Comic collectors in the house. Jason over here. Cuz Buzz is in the house. Discovery Bay, how you doing, brother? Eddie White is here. Mr. Williams, how you doing? It is good to see you. Andrew is in the house. Tina, how you doing? Wait a minute. So Andrew is the most recent winner of the Go Collect giveaway. He actually won, I don't even know what book it was. Oh, it was Thor 337. Shout out to you, Andrew Kraselberg. Kraselberg? Crickle? Man, here's the thing. You sent me a message and you were like, I respect you for not trying to pronounce my name. I looked at it. I pronounced it perfectly. Now, in the moment, I butcher it. And you have my apologies. I don't even think I was close. I was in my head. I was there. I thought that I could do it, and I fumbled on the 2-yard line. So my apologies, but we did mail out your Thor 337, bro, the first appearance of Beta Ray Bill. So congratulations to you for entering the Go Collect giveaway and also being the winner. Shout out to everybody else that entered. Good luck to you guys. We actually have a pretty cool book that is being given away this week as well. So definitely stay tuned for your opportunity to win that cool book. Brian is in the house. It's good to see you, my friend. Joe Brown, I see you. I saw you, and then you disappeared as I scrolled down through the list. Joe Brown was here somewhere. Diz is in the house. Coach T is here. Kevin is here. Scrolling down through the names, Roberto is in the house. It is good to see all you guys. Thank you for hanging out just a little bit with me here. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yeah, we're not doing the advertising thing. We're not doing that. All right, so scrolling down through the names here. All right, so I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me just a little bit. Yeah, if you want to advertise, let me know, and I can give you a price for what it is to advertise here on my channel. Otherwise, all right, so I've been reading a lot of really cool books lately, man. Somebody someone sent me Superman Unchained from DC Comics, New 52, featuring some fantastic artwork by my man, Jim Lee. I started reading it like over a day ago. It is really good. I like, of course, the illustrations and the artwork by my man, Jim Lee. I don't think Superman has ever looked better, right? He actually looks like he's really well drawn, right? His uniform, his costume is not something that I've seen before. Jim did a couple of little tweaks there that I really enjoyed. And I think I looked at the date, and I think this thing is from like 2013, but it is I'm upset at myself that I'm so late to the party on this one, but definitely a pretty good thing. If you guys are looking for something to read, Superman Unchained. I can't remember which subscriber sent me the bundle of books as an AOK, but I am very thankful for it because it is actually a really good read. So if you've never read Superman before, man, this seems like a good place to get on board. There was a scene with Superman and Batman in there where Batman had come up with this really cool like stealth suit or something like that, where Superman actually could not see him, because as Superman kind of cycled through his different wavelengths, gamma rays and all this other stuff, the suit would detect what he was scanning for and would change itself so as to remain invisible to that thing that he was looking for. So if he was looking for X-rays, it would change to something else to remain invisible to X-ray. I mean, I've heard about this exchange of Batman developing these technologies to actually combat Superman, but I had never read it. And to read that exchange between the two of them, and to see other things in the book where Superman was actually harmed by something that humans had created, it was fascinating, because I've always viewed him as this character that was basically perfect and could not be harmed except by kryptonite, and that seems to be untrue. So that was a fallacy on my part that I am glad was not true. I'm glad that it has been exposed for what it was, because this Superman Unchained is really, really good. So let me see what you guys are talking about here. What is this? Eddie is saying, currently on Omnibus Volume 2 of Jeff Johns' Green Lantern run. My God, what a story. That's what's up. I tried to get into the Green Lantern once before. I listened to another YouTuber friend of mine, at least I thought he was, until he told me to read this new, most recent Green Lantern, and it was not good. So he is no longer my friend. I actually don't even... I'm teasing. What I will say is, if you are out there right now and you are reading something that's really cool, definitely throw it up in the comment section. If the video gets posted and you want to go back and post it there, I want to encourage you to do that. If folks are sitting around the house with nothing to do, with like, hey, I want to read something, I want a really good story to read because I have the time, let's put them on notice. And let's put out a couple of things for people to actually consider if they're looking for some stuff to get on board. I recommend right off the top the Superman Unchained, and it sounds like my man Eddie White is putting out there that this Green Lantern by Jeff Johns is a great thing to actually check out. So Alex here is saying that cons are done for the next 90 days. No doubt about that. We actually talked about that on the last Ready, Set, Go preview show about how it wasn't the Ready, Set, Go preview show. I think it was the roll call. We were talking about how some of the cons out there were being canceled, and how CGC was actually going to do a couple of things differently in order to allow people with free memberships that normally deliver their books to the con. They were going to allow people to actually start sending those books in to CGC through a certain date. I can't remember what it was. It was like April something, maybe April 7th or something like that. So you definitely want to get in on that. If you need some details on how to ship your books, how to declare value, deciding what to send, all that kind of stuff, you actually can find a lot of that stuff here on the channel. I have videos on every aspect of the CGC submission process, step-by-step guides that will take you through how to actually do it. And if you just search for Regie Collects step-by-step CGC or something like that, you will find the videos that you are looking for. And if you don't have a CGC membership, you definitely want to check out the links in the description, because there's an affiliate link down there. So check that out. All-Star Superman from my man Alex, comic book 1962. He's recommending that. What is this? Currently halfway on Wolverine. I'm guessing you're talking about the new series, Brian. If you are, stand up, bro. Salute to that, because that new Wolverine series is pretty good. It is pretty good. I have a video coming out about that sometime soon, maybe next week after, I can't remember. The Wolverine series, in my opinion, is the best standalone ongoing series that Wolverine has ever had. I'm gonna just put it out there. It is the best ongoing series that Wolverine has ever had. And if you dig Wolverine, you want to read this one. He has not had a great solo series. He is much better well written in team books. This one is really fantastic, and so I definitely highly recommend that. Squirrel Madness is in the house. How you doing, brother? It's good to see you, my friend. I've tried Superman. I'm gonna be honest, I tried Superman 2. It's not my thing. It's not my thing, but I've read this Unchained. It is pretty good. And I've read, like, I want to say the first one or two issues. No, the first one of Red Sun. And that's actually pretty good as well. So a couple of cool things, man. To me, Superman has always been like Captain America, just goody two shoes. something I don't want to touch. I like my superheroes flawed and dirty. But this Superman Unchained is a good one. It's a good one. What is this? Scrolling down through some of the comments here, see what you guys are talking about. The chat's moving a little fast for me. Maybe it's because I just woke up from this nap and my eyes. What is this? The current Ghost Rider run by Ed Brisson is great. Guardians of the Galaxy by Al Ewing is a good start. Wolverine and X-Force by Ben, X-Men and Decorum. Ooh, the Decorum from Jonathan Hickman. So that is actually number 2 on my list. Number 2 on my list is Decorum. And I think I need to read it again. I think that I need to read it one more time, because the first read I was kind of distracted by some kids. I was trying to take care of the kids and feed them and all this kind of stuff. My wife wasn't feeling well, so I think I need to read it again. But Decorum, I would say it was interesting. It was an interesting read. I need one more bite at that apple before I can decide anything. I picked up 3 copies of it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I picked up 3 copies of it. Not quite sure how I feel about it yet, but I liked it enough to pick up 3. So I'm going to read it one more time before I render any judgment on Decorum. But if you guys haven't heard about this is Jonathan Hickman's series over at Image Comics. And the way that Image works is that basically the artist or the creator basically owns everything, right? They own their intellectual property, which is very different from other publishers that are out there. And so Jonathan Hickman is doing his thing for Marvel, yeah, but he's also doing his thing at Image Comics, which I applaud him trying to do that. And I definitely want to support it, because I think Jonathan Hickman is a super, super talented dude. So Decorum from Image Comics, check it out. If you're looking for something a little different, that might not be a bad way to go. So scrolling down through, isn't current Cap goody? Wasn't his Golden Age portrayal much more savage? I don't know. I am not steeped in the lore of Captain America, right? My general impression of him, more so from the 90s versus him back in the Golden Age, was that he was very goody. I think he had his dark period where there was like the Hydra version of Cap that kind of sullied his image. But my general impression of him is goody. But it's one of those things, I think, where it's more perception than maybe it is reality. I don't know that he is all that goody, right? Because he was at the core of, to some degree or another, of Civil War, where he just like, no, I'm not registering. I'm going to go over here and do my other thing because this is the thing for liberty, right? And that's not necessarily a goody role per se, right? So I think it may be my characterization of him after not really being someone that read a lot of him. It's one of those things sometimes, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, where I'm gonna speak for myself, where I have an opinion, I have an impression of something sometimes that is formed not from fact, but from just perception. But then when you take the time to investigate it, where you're like, oh, that's not what I expected. That's not what I thought that was. Like, I went back and read Incredible Hulk number 1 through 6. I went back and read that, the original Incredible Hulk. It was so good that, my perception of the Hulk was this one thing, but I went back and read those original 6 issues before it was discontinued. I was like, man, this is pretty cool. This is actually pretty cool. And it's one of those things when you sometimes take a look at it and expose yourself to it, you realize that it's actually pretty good. So again, my misperception, I think. Oh, don't even get me started on the Immortal run. That's just a dope series. That's a dope series. That's a go. I'm definitely going to have to read Decorum again. Hickman throws a lot. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. That's his style. That is definitely, and for me, the thing that I kind of struggle with is when it came to the X-Men, because I kind of understood the X-Men and I had a good foundation of the X-Men, him throwing a lot at me was actually cool, because there were some things that I could get, some things that I couldn't. But because I was an X-Men fan, I was good. I was like, yeah, just give it to me, right? With this Decorum thing, it's an all new thing, all new universe, all new characters. And so I don't have that foundation per se. I'm not really steeped in the background. And so you throw a lot at me and I'm like, whoa. It's just a little too much. So I want to read it again. I have a feeling that it's actually pretty darn good. I'm going to just be honest with you. I have a feeling that it's pretty darn good. But it was a lot. It was a lot to take in one sitting. And again, because I was distracted. So we shall see. We shall see what the second read. Hail Hydra. Well done. Well done. Scrolling down through the comments here. Let me see what else. Annihilation series. Super Honorable Nephew says Annihilation series released in 2008. I don't know that I've read a whole lot of that series. I think I've heard a lot about it, but I don't know that I read a whole lot of that. So maybe that's one to take a look at. Brian says Decorum is my next book after Wolverine. Yeah, Wolverine's good, brother. I'm telling you right now. Oh, Eddie's talking dirty. All right, one comic I recommend is Undiscovered Country by Image Comics. Fantastic series. It is some post-apocalyptic trippy stuff. And I've actually spoken about this a couple of times on the channel. It is some trippy stuff, man. I think the video got released. I think the video that I recorded was released, but Undiscovered Country from Image is also really good. I'm telling you, Image is really, they are putting out, in my opinion, some really good content. And I think Undiscovered Country is a fantastic example of some really good content that is very different. It's not, for me, you guys know I love spandex. I love superheroes. There's none of that here. At least I haven't seen it. It's just freaky. It is literally like Mad Max type of stuff, which is really cool. And so if you like trippy stuff like that, I definitely want to encourage you guys to check that out. What is this? Reggie, you should try Amazing. You know, here's the thing. I heard a rumor. I heard this rumor once upon a time that Amazing Spider-Man was the most fantastic series ever. So I think I'm gonna try to read it. I think I'm going to take a chance and actually check it out. What is this? Joe Brown going to try, man, the new Thor, bro, you will not regret that decision. You will not regret the decision to check out the new Thor. Donnie Cates, he didn't ease into it. He didn't like, lay down a foundation with like one or two, issues, 3 or 4 issues to kind of build up. No. Issue number 1 hits hard. Issue number 1 has 2 fantastic surprises in it. And then it's just like, it is so fast paced. Issue 4 sitting right over here. Just read it. It is fantastic. I'm going to tell you right now, Joe Brown, my man, send me an A-OK. You will not regret reading Thor. And I am not a huge Thor fan, bro. I'm going to be honest with you, but I'm a Donny Cates fan, and Donny Cates might just make me a Thor fan. And I'm going to tell you, if you haven't read some of the Jason Aaron stuff, the Thor God of Thunder with the Gore Butcher, man, good stuff. Jason Aaron is a fantastic writer as well. He has, I think, a talent. He has a talent for writing Thor to make it actually enjoyable. And I don't know that I've read anything else that he's done, but I've enjoyed his work on Thor. I've read a couple of things that he's done there. The Thor God of Thunder stuff, I'm reading that. The Jane Foster stuff, I actually really enjoyed that. But definitely a talented dude, definitely some really good writing out there. So I think anybody that can get you to read something you otherwise would not read, especially if it's a character that you don't necessarily like or understand, and they make you read it and then they make you like it, that is some good writing. So shout out to them. All right. L Smith is in the house. It is Tuesday and it is the Gibbon Gang, and we are doing a live stream. So welcome to you, my friend. Jerry G is in the house. It's good to see you. Scrolling down through some of the names here. All right. So now I need to scroll up because I've reached the bottom. Sean calling me a nut. I need to break out Matthew's photo that he sent me of Mr. Peanut that says you're a nut. I need to break that out. Let me scroll up through the comments here to see what I may have missed that I might be able to riff on just a little bit. Scrolling up, Undiscovered Country, we talked about that. Annihilation series, we talked about that. Scrolling up through the comments here, seeing if I missed anything. I don't know that I did. Thanos. Oh man, that's old school right there. That's old school right there. That Thanos, Donny Cates stuff. Yeah, that is definitely some good stuff. Ken, welcome to the live stream. You did indeed make it to the live stream. Red Sun and All Star are my favorite Superman story, says Kyler. Kyler, it's good to see you, bro. I actually have Red Sun sitting in the box right here. I have a short box on the desk, and in there is Red Sun. Like I said, I read issue number 1. And it was good. It was good. It was very different. But Superman Unchained is something that I'm definitely enjoying. So third on my list, you guys have already hit it. It was Thor. Yeah, I can't see that yet. Let me make sure. Let me see if you can get that. Yeah, there you go. Thor 4 was the next one that I was reading. And then X-Men number 8 was after that. And X-Men 8 is fantastic as well. Shout out to Shortbox Shark. Shout out to you, bro, for the super chat. I definitely appreciate that. For the pound, for the pound right there. X-Men is another really, really fantastic series. Again, this Dawn of X stuff that is happening right now with Jonathan Hickman, man, and the various cast of writers and artists that he has around him doing the various titles. The X-Men stuff is really fantastic. The Marauder stuff, you guys have heard me talk a lot about that. I'm really enjoying what is happening with X-Men right now. Looking forward to, I think it's on the 25th that the next Giant Size X-Men drops, the Nightcrawler. I'm looking forward to reading that. I'm hoping that it's going to be better than the last Giant Size X-Men with Emma Frost and Jean Grey. That was a little bit of a disappointment. So fingers crossed for that. Hopefully they get progressively better so that when we get to the Giant Size Magneto, then that's just incredible, right? That is the hope. That is the hope, because the first Giant Size was not very good. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. So let me see. I don't know what to make of that comment. All right, so Logan has a couple that he's shouting out here. So if you guys are just now joining us, what we are doing is we're just riffing, if you will, on whatever pops into the chat. If you have recommendations for things, books that people should check out that might be home, that might have a little free time. We are on lockdown here in San Francisco, so we are on shelter in place right now, and where you cannot leave the house unless you have something meaningful to go do or like get food or something like that. I think we can go outside and exercise. I think they allow for that, but we're supposed to shelter in place and limit our exposure to other people. So if you have recommendations for things that people should check out while they have free time, definitely throw it up here in the comment section so that we can all chat about it. So I have not read Killing Something is Killing Children. I've not read that. I'm actually thinking about doing an episode of the Roll Call again, episode number 3. And what I plan to do is to actually interview a couple of people like Connie. I want to interview a couple of people that are reading some of these books that I haven't read, like Something is Killing the Children, and get a read from them on what it is that they really like about that book. So definitely stay tuned to that. Stay tuned to the community tab, because I may be looking for other people to participate in the show. So I definitely want to kind of throw it out there for you guys to consider. All right. Scrolling down through the comments, £4.99. There you go. You cannot beat a pound, right? You can't beat somebody that wants to give you a pound, right? Because we can't shake hands in this day and age. So it's all about the pounds right now. Scrolling down through the comments. Matthew, too soon, bro. Oh, Red Mother is done. I never heard of that. Red Mother. That is one that I've never heard of before. I hear about a lot of stuff, but that is one that I've never heard of before. So I may have to look that one up. Let me see. So someone did give me a heads up about a really good series the other day. I can't throw it out yet. Because if I throw it out there, somebody's going to go buy this stuff up on eBay, and then it's going to make me really sad. So I have to keep this one. I have to keep this one to myself for a little while longer. There's a couple of these books out there. I've made a couple of offers and people have rejected me, and it's a little hurtful. It's a little hurtful that people keep rejecting me. But I remain hopeful. That I'm going to be able to score one of these books, maybe 2 or 4 of these books. And once I do, then I'll tell you guys about it. But shout out to you guys, honestly, for making really good recommendations, right? You guys throw out a lot of things for me to consider, things that I might want to check out, things that I might be interested in, things that you guys are reading. You're like, hey, this is pretty good. You might want to look at it. I definitely appreciate that, because you guys have introduced me to some really cool series, some really cool creators, some cool titles, characters that are just out there that I did not know about before. So I want to definitely thank you guys, man, because you only know what you know through the experiences that you have. But in many ways, my experiences are just influenced by so many other people that are out there with these different experiences, right? And you guys kind of feed it back. People send me these alerts and notices, and hey, check this out. And what about this? I think it's really fantastic. It's like having, I have an ability to pull in a tremendous amount of information because you guys feed me so much information, and so it's super, super helpful. So I definitely want to say thank you to all of you guys out there that are constantly giving me updates on various things. Gung Ho, man, Gung Ho is dope. Gung Ho from Ablaze is a good series. I got turned on to Gung Ho because of Vampire State Building. And I think one of you guys actually told me about Vampire State Building. Told me about that. I got issue number 1. I read it. Vampire State Building was dope. I was like, okay, what else do they have? Then I found Gung Ho. And I read issue number 1 of Gung Ho, and I was like, ooh, this is pretty good. And I think I'm up to issue 3. I haven't read them. I haven't read issue 3 yet. It's in the box. I haven't read it, but issue 1, and I think I read issue 2 of Gung Ho. I enjoyed those. And so, again, these are a lot of Blaze Studios is actually a truly independent kind of publisher, right? They have, I think, less than 4 titles, I believe, that are out there. Vampire State Building, Gung Ho. They have, I think it's Kid Z. I have no clue what that one is about. And I think there's one other that is out there. Those other 2 aren't really, I don't think, for me, but the first 2 that I mentioned, I definitely enjoy. So definitely check those out if you guys are interested in some other stuff. So look at Reg reading it. I'm trying to diversify myself, bro. Yeah, I'm trying. I think the thing is I will probably always be a Marvel guy, right? I'm gonna just be honest. I will probably always be a Marvel guy. I will probably always be a spandex guy. But what I am trying to do is to open up my mind to some of these other things that are out there that are not necessarily squarely in my sweet spot. And I've done it, and I've actually enjoyed it. And again, I give a lot of credit to you all for throwing out, all of these things for me to consider, and these things for me to think about, and these things for me to check out. I mean, it's because of you guys that I've actually read things that aren't necessarily spandex. I'm gonna be completely honest. People are like, yo, this is a good book. What do you mean you're not reading it? I go read it. I'm like, yeah, it's actually pretty good. So shout out to you guys for constantly putting me up on some of the independent stuff that is up there. Sync, never heard of that one. Dead Eyes, I have heard of that, but I don't know a thing about it. Not one thing do I know. Pretty fly for a Filipino guy. I know nothing about that one. So if you guys have some opinions about that, throw that up there. There's a comment here where somebody's talking about the book that I am not talking about. We are not talking about that book right now because you cats will go out and buy this book and it will make me sad. So we are not talking about that book. I'm going to scroll right past that comment. Conan the Barbarian. I am not a Conan fan. But I read, what was it, Savage Avengers? I think it was Savage Avengers with some Conan in it, and I think Punisher, and I think Wolverine. And I was like, man, it's actually pretty good. But I have not read the Conan series, but I have heard good things about that one. I have heard there's a lot of people out there, man, that love Conan, So if you guys are interested in Conan, I have heard that Conan the Barbarian, the ongoing series, which I think it came back in the second half of 2019, I do believe. And then I think shortly after Conan, I want to say Savage Avengers dropped. I could be wrong about that, but I think that that's accurate. So scrolling down through the comments here. This guy is on such a roll. Let me see. I think I might have missed something. So I think I saw that as well. All right. So what is that? Future King? What is that? Once and Future King. There are so many comics out there, man. It is really amazing. It is really amazing that we've been in this conversation. I don't know for how long, maybe 20, 30 minutes already. And you guys have thrown out like, I don't know, 50 books or so that you're like, hey, you might want to check this one out. I think, again, it's a really great time to be in comics because there's so much really great content that is coming out, not just from Marvel and DC, and not just from Image as well, but also from some of these other publishers. So shout out to all the publishers out there. Shout out to all of us that get a chance to enjoy all of this fantastic content. So, all right, here we go. So Dead Eyes is a crime genre book where a thief goes back in a life of crime to pay for his wife's medical bills. Check that out. Check that one out. All right. Let me scroll down through. Okay. All right. So the other book that I've been reading is Cable. And I picked up Cable, honestly, because my comic shop, because I think it's like a tough time for comic shops right now, especially with here in San Francisco. Everything's basically that is decided to be non-essential is basically shut down for about 3 weeks. And so I picked up a bunch of stuff that I wouldn't necessarily otherwise read or want right now at this moment, but I decided to pick up a couple of things to show some love, to show some support. And I ended up picking up Cable, and I read it, and actually it wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible, right? What was cool about Cable was that it actually harkened back to I think like ROM. I think it harkened back to like ROM, which was kind of interesting because I've never really read ROM either, Space Knight. And there was definitely an interesting reference in the Cable #1 to Space Knights. And it kind of piqued my curiosity. I think it was by Jerry Dugan. I think Jerry Dugan is doing Cable, and he's also doing, I want to say, Marauders. There was something in there that piqued my interest around the Space Knight, where I'm like, man, maybe I need to go back and read ROM now, right? I think that this is one of those really cool things that these writers are able to do, where they're going back to some of this stuff that's been established in the past, and they're kind of piquing your curiosity to go look at those things. They're not necessarily just inventing all new stuff and making stuff up there, but they're taking what is happening in today's story and they're tying it back to history, which makes the present and the past more interesting, right? And I think that's really cool. And the crazy thing is that the publishers don't necessarily get anything out of it, right? The publishers, I don't think, you get anything out of Jerry Dugan in Cable #1 in 2020 talking about Space Knights. Because they're not selling ROM, right, the old ROM, you know what I'm saying? But it's one of those cool things where I'm like, man, maybe I should go back and check out ROM on Marvel Unlimited or something like that, you know, if they ever get my password and stuff correct so I can actually log back in. That's another story. It's a story for another day. Scrolling down, Nemesis, older read I was turned on to by a comic shop and Prodigy, both from Mark Miller. Extra dope to me. There you go. So there you go. Coach T dropping a couple of little nuggets there, a couple of books, Nemesis and Prodigy. Who are those from? They're from Mark Miller, but which publisher? I'm curious, Coach T, if you can shout that out so that we have the full context. Antoine, don't rub it in, bro. Don't rub it in that you just got a ROM 9.6. I'm guessing that's ROM 9.6. No, seriously, congratulations, bro. That's definitely a cool thing. I know the cover. I can actually picture the cover right now, but I've never read ROM. I want to say I have one or two issue of ROM in the short box behind me. I'm just referencing stuff that you guys can't see, right? But I have a ROM or two book in the short box behind the screen that holds my light up. Rush Diehard is in the house. How you doing, bro? It is good to see you, my friend. Chris Briggs. Sorry about that. It's saying Image Comics. Thank you for that. Greek Freak is in the house. How you doing, bro? Prodigy is sick, says Steve. Scrolling down through the names. Wait, is the mail? Okay, it better not be, bro. I'm telling you. So here's the thing. We are in shelter in place here in San Francisco, right? Well, we are not supposed to leave the house unless it's for like something essential, something really important, that kind of stuff. But I have a feeling that if the lockdown spreads to other parts of the country or whatever it happens to be, my general feeling is that there is going to be a spike in sales on eBay and places like My Comic Shop and all of these places that sell comics, right? My guess is that there is going to be a spike in sales because no one can get to a comic shop and everyone's like, at least give me a book somewhere from some place so I can actually read it, right? One of my comic shops is actually open, so I may try to put in an order and slide by and let them throw the books in the car tomorrow for a new comic book day as I drive away very quickly back to my house. But I have a feeling that there could potentially be a spike in some online sales. That is my general feeling because, again, comic shops and things like that are being deemed non-essential and are shutting down. I do not know about mail services, Matthew. My fingers are crossed that mail services are still up and running because I actually ordered some books off of eBay earlier. So I'm hoping that those books will eventually make their way here. Little Bird, I've never read it. I actually picked up Little Bird #1 from a shop. It's actually sitting again in one of the boxes. Wait a minute. I may have given that book away. I had a Little Bird. I may have given it away as an AOK to somebody. I can't remember. It may be here somewhere in the room. I'll have to look for it. But I've never read it. I never actually read it. It came in. I got a really good deal on it as I picked up ASM 300. Picked up a nice stack of comics this big, and ASM 300 was right in the middle, and it was surrounded by some other stuff. And it was really the 300 that I was interested in. I think a lot of the other books I kind of gave away. So because it was all about that 300. Scrolling down through the comments here, if you guys are joining in a little bit late, definitely we are having a conversation about good reads, things that people might want to check out if people are forced to shelter in place or to practice social distancing. What are some cool books, some cool story arcs that folks might want to check out to be aware of in case they have some extra free time. So someone back there made note of, there we go. We're about to lock down in Ohio. My man, Super Honorable Nephew, sent me a message. And he was talking about the bars and restaurants have shut down in Ohio. It's in Ohio. It is in Illinois. These things happened, I think, last week, if memory serves. There was also a place down south that also shut down the bars and restaurants. There's a lot of people that are probably getting coronavirus right now because it's St. Patty's Day, I do believe. And there's a lot of people still in bars right now in various parts of the country. So hopefully no one gets terribly sick. So that is indeed burger time. That actually, the graded burger time back there is from Wada. It is actually from the Carolina collection that the guys over at Go Collect, the owner of Go Collect, actually picked up what is called the Carolina collection, massive collection of various games and various accoutrements associated with games. And he actually sent that to me because I never really done like graded games before. And I think he saw my video, the live stream that I actually did with Nerdy Girl, that caught his attention. He was like, hey, I'm going to send you something. And that is what he sent me. It is a graded burger time right there from Wada Games. I think it's a 9.6 or something like that. So pretty cool game. I'm thinking about cracking it open and playing it. No, I'm joking. Scrolling there. Yeah, there will definitely be a spike in listings. I have a feeling. I mean, again, if this whole thing, this shelter in place stuff, if these curfews and all this kind of stuff continue, the social distancing and stuff like that, I have a feeling that there will be a spike in comic book sales, especially if comic shops begin to kind of shut down. My hope is that these comic shops will try to mail out comics or maybe do curbside if that's allowed, because 3 weeks is a long time without some income. The good news is places like Image. I think I saw this when I was in a comic shop. One of my owners was telling me that Image has actually done some things where they are actually I think they said they're making everything that is ordered returnable. So if he is unable to sell his Image comics, he can actually return them and I guess get his money back, because Image readily recognized that we were entering into these uncertain times. And I think that they did the right thing. And if memory serves, what he was basically saying is that they haven't seen or heard anything from Marvel or from DC. My hope is that both of those companies will respond in a responsible manner and not put these comic shops on the hook, right? It is hard enough where they don't have income potentially coming for 3 weeks, and to also have bills that are mounting and not be able to sell anything. That is just a recipe for disaster. So my hope is that they do the socially responsible thing to take care of these shop owners. I actually saw one of the subscribers here on the channel knows that I go to a shop here in the Bay Area. He sent me a message. I saw the message about 9 o'clock and he was like, yo, comic shop shutting down for 3 weeks. Did you see the message that they're shutting down, that they're open right now until midnight? And I looked at my wife and I was like, gotta go. Got to run to the comic shop. And I'm going to tell you right now, the last thing I wanted to do was to go leave the house at 9 p.m. to head out to the comic shop. But I did. I went to the comic shop and picked up some stuff, spent some money to try to support the comic shop, to make sure that you know, that they don't suffer too bad, right? The comic shop owner is a guy that I dig, and I've talked about his shop a lot. I've shot footage in his shop a lot. He's hooked me up where he's held books for me, set them to the side for me. He's opened up early in order for me to go in and get my books. It was the least that I could do to go by and spend some money to help him during these times. So someone actually asked that question on one of the recent live streams, and it was a fantastic question. And I don't even think that this person knew that a lockdown or whatever was coming through, but it was a really advanced thought that person had about, hey, should we be doing more to support comic shops? And I thought it was a really beautiful thing. I thought it was a really beautiful question to ask. And so to shout out to all the shop owners who may be entering a really tough time right now. Shout out to you guys that are able to kind of help them through what they may be going through. What is this? Beauty about collecting is that we have a liberty to keep us busy during these. Man, I'm telling you right now, there are ample stories right here in this room. I never have to leave this room. I can just sit back and read and be entertained for hours with all this stuff that I have in this room right now. So, all right. So, all right. I have to read that in a second one. All right. So, oh, here we go. This is a good one. I've been binge watching all of your previous videos, Reggie, and watching all the ads, bro. I appreciate that. there was somebody that was, and I can't remember who it was. They were like, this is like no ad skip month or something like that. There was definitely a spike. There was definitely a spike in revenue from the channel, from people starting to watch the ads. I didn't anticipate there being one, but there definitely was one. So shout out to you, bro, for watching the content, for watching ads and all that kind of stuff. I definitely appreciate that. I'm not saying that you guys should do it. I'm just having a little fun. So Myth Lab, thank you, bro, for supporting the channel. I'm glad that you're enjoying the content. There's a lot of videos, man. There's a lot of content out there. So if you guys ever get bored, man, you can always go back and watch a bunch of that old stuff, because there's a ton of stuff. Don't hate me for the poor lighting, the poor sound. Don't hate me. Just go with it. It was a growth period. No, man. You know, here's the thing, bro. We are a community, right? We are a community, and it's actually a really awesome community. It really is. And you know, I don't think that what I did here is special at all. I think that it is what we like. I've been reading various posts on Instagram where I have people like on my non-comic book side that are basically like, hey, I've put together this care package. If you know of someone that is elderly, if you yourself are elderly or whatever, and you can't get out of your house, or you're running low on whatever it is, I will drop this by your house, right? So people are like putting together these care packages of like ramen noodles and pasta and toilet paper, and are like, you just tell me where you need this and I will be there. That to me is that's some special stuff. Those people should be saluted. You know what I'm saying? Me going by and spending a couple of bucks at a comic shop, it's the least that I can do for someone, for a shop that looks out for me, right? For all of the fantastic stuff that they do for the comic book community. Me going by to spend a couple of bucks, it was the least. There were people that were there that spent a whole lot more money than me, man. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So so shout out to everybody that is trying to take care of other people in these uncertain times, you know, because we have to stick together. We have to stick together, right? So scrolling down through some of the comments here. Oh, it's a good question. Rag718 says, I feel like calling CGC tomorrow and seeing how they're doing. I want to send in another batch of 50 books, but I don't want to be held up any longer. I definitely respect that. I have zero insight into that one. I respect it. I think sending an email or something like that is going to be good. I don't know what the situation is like down in Florida, to be honest with you. I have a sister-in-law that is down there, and I have not heard how things are going down there. The challenge, however, is that, as you guys know, Florida is full of a lot of retired people, and it is the older population that is the most vulnerable to COVID-19. So I don't know how they're handling it down there. They may, and I think CGC is actually in Sarasota. My guess is that, like the rest of Florida, it's a lot of retirees, so they may be taking it super seriously down there. But I haven't seen any kind of press releases or any notification coming from CGC on how they're going to handle it. But I definitely say reach out to them and see what's up, see what it's up. So let me wrap down. IMJ says, The stream must be ended because every time it's you, bro. It's you. I get a notification says IMJ is here, and I'm like, boom, gotta go. No, it's not over. We are just IMJ. Welcome to the live stream, bro. We are just chit chatting. We're just having a conversation, going with the flow. If there's things you guys want to talk about, throw it up in all caps. We are just running with it, and by and large, what we are doing are highlighting books that people might want to take a look at if they have a little extra time on their hand because of social distancing or because shelter in place, whatever it happens to might be. So if you have some cool books, some story arcs that you recommend for people, throw it up there so folks can actually see it. What is this? There may be a lot of live streams, man. I actually debated whether I should get rid of all of the pre-recorded videos this week and actually just do live streams. And I ultimately decided against that because I have a bunch of pre-recorded videos that are kind of stacking up on me. So I need to release some of this stuff. You just make it like a double banger. Maybe you get a double banger, Reggie, pre-recorded and also some live stream stuff. So definitely want to encourage you guys to check out the pre-recorded videos, which are going to continue to be released at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, Monday through Thursday. So definitely check those out. Scrolling down through some of the comments here. Wow. Local sports station is showing the 1983 NHL. Wow. That is crazy. That is Man Bat. How you doing? Welcome. IMJ is dropping one on us. The Iron Man Armor Wars. I guess that's from Bob Layton. I think that's Bob Layton. Check that out. IMJ's on fire. He's dropping all kinds of stuff. Connie is here. Connie, how you doing, my friend? It is good to see you. So scrolling down through some of the comments here, it's 20 minutes until the LCS close, and I just found out that my LCS has new comic book day today. You got to go. L. Smith, get in the car, bro. Grab your cell phone, turn it to Reggie Collects, get in the car, throw me on the dashboard, and drive to the local comic shop. I will ease you on down there. Oh man, what is this? Oh, Super Honorable Nephew is talking about Daredevil Born Again. The new Daredevil stuff I've heard is pretty good. The new Daredevil series, which I think started in 2019, I've heard nothing but good things about that series. A lot of people don't really talk about Daredevil. I don't know why. But everyone who has read that series has said really good things about it, but not a whole lot of people seem to be reading Daredevil. You know, you don't hear a whole lot about that character. I don't know why that is. The Netflix series was dope. I really do. I think the Netflix series was dope, and I just don't know why you don't hear a whole lot about his series. So scrolling down through some of the comments here. Wow. Jeff says, I'm in Chicago and we had elections today. Epic low turnout. Were they doing the social distancing thing there where people couldn't necessarily stand in line or had to space apart? And then they had the voting machines that were kind of spread apart. I saw a photo from somebody at the DMV, friend of mine at the DMV, and they were spaced like, I think it was almost like 12 feet apart at the DMV. So you know how many people normally cram into the DMV, and it's not the cleanest place, but they were spaced so far apart that they could only allow in like a handful of people, to be honest with you. So there you go. Daredevil's great. There you go. Alex the comic hoarder. How you doing, bro? It is good to see you, my friend. Oh, we talked about this one. The new Thor. Yeah, man. We talked about this one. Donnie Cates killing it from issue number one. Not even a warm-up. He didn't even get a warm-up. He came in hot. And that Thor 1 through 4, all good stuff. Treat yourself. Read those. Treat yourself. I highly recommend that one. So scrolling down. Solar Man. IMJ is on fire. IMJ is like not messing around. You know what I'm waiting on? I'm gonna be honest with you. I am waiting on The Cure for Utopia. I'm waiting on The Cure for Utopia. That is the book that I am actually waiting on because I've heard nothing. But good things about The Cure for Utopia. Shout out to my man Steve right here. This is his graphic novel that he is working on. Let me get that right in the camera. Cure, and maybe I should move my mitts out of the way. Cure for Utopia. I'm waiting. This guy is writing and drawing this thing, so I'm waiting for this to come out. Steve, is it okay for me to show the other side with your you got your phone number on there? I don't know if you want people to add that stuff, but yeah. Alice the comic hoarder says he's running and trying not to trip. So focus on one thing at a time, Alex. We don't need you having accidents out there, trying to blame me for your, accident, right? So focus on the run, have a good run, and know the gibbon did not bite my face. This is the Velcro that actually holds my various cables in place with my boom arm that was purchased for me. So SVP, how you doing? We are just having a no agenda chat. We are in here just having a conversation. I am on shelter in place, and so I am not allowed to leave the house. And so I am trying to spread my influence through the camera here versus being, to spread anything else or have anything spread to me being out in the actual wild. So we are here having a conversation around books that folks might want to check out. Cool books that you have read that you recommend people check out if they are enforcing shelter in place or even some social distancing. So if you have some recommendations, throw it up there and let it be heard. So scrolling down through some of the comments here. You are welcome, bro. Bro, you got to finish this. You have to finish this graphic novel at some point. You have to finish this graphic novel at some point. That's all I'm going to say to you so that I can actually read it. Right. So I definitely want to encourage you to make magic. Bitterroot says Vernon. Actually, who is a Simple Man? I was flashing through Instagram earlier today and Simple Man on YouTube actually had something up about Bitterroot. I have a copy of it. I think someone sent it to me. I was going through my boxes and I was like, I didn't buy this. I think it was actually an AOK from somebody. Pointing over here because there's actually a box over there. I think someone actually sent me a copy of Bitterroot. I have not yet read it, but maybe I need to check it out. Scrolling through. All right. So maybe we're going to wrap this thing up. Again, I'll give you guys a quick update. A couple of books that I recommend that I've enjoyed that I'm actually reading right now. Let me take that off the screen real quick. All right. So Superman Unchained, loving it. Jim Lee artwork, fantastic series that I'm thoroughly enjoying. Decorum from Jonathan Hickman dropped on Image. I read issue number 1. The jury is still out on it, but I picked up 3 copies of it. Let's just be super clear about that. So that is one that you may want to check out. In the Thor 1 through 4, highly recommended. X-Men, highly recommend that. Marauders, highly recommend that. X-Force, you cannot go wrong with those 3 titles right there from the Dawn of X stuff. And then also checked out Cable, and it was actually surprisingly not bad. And there is one other book that is out that I'm not going to tell you guys about right now because I have not picked it up yet. So I cannot tell you more about that because you guys will go out and buy it, and that I will be sad. I will tell you guys that this is the giveaway for this week. It is Creepy number 1. This is a 7.0, Creepy number 1 from Warren Publishing, 1964. First appearance of Uncle Creepy and also the last strip from Frank Frazetta. This is the Go Collect giveaway book of the week. All you have to do is to stay tuned to the various videos that are coming out from the channel over the course of the week. And in one of those videos, I'm going to give you a phrase. You capture that phrase, you head over to the community tab, you find the post where I'm talking about this book, you click the link. There will be a link. There is a post. It went up on Sunday. You click the link, you go to MailChimp, you plug in 3 pieces of information. 2 pieces of information are relevant to you. One of them is a phrase that I would have given you in the video. You plug that in, you hit the submit button, you're now in the running. And then all I ask is that you be a subscriber to the channel, resident of the United States, a resident of Canada, or have a mail-in address in the US. You then tune in to the Ready, Set, Go preview show, which airs on Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time to find out if you are the winner. Pretty simple giveaway. We do it every single week. If you have any challenges, you just type into the YouTube search feature, Regie Collects, Go Collect, and there is a video, actually 2 videos that will tell you everything that you need to know about the giveaway. All right. So if you guys are in shelter in place and also you are practicing social distancing over the course of this video, there are lots of comments that are posted up in the feed here, the feed over there where people have posted up all kinds of recommendations for books that you might want to check out. Some more might even be posted in the comment section once this video actually goes up. All right. I'm probably going to be going live a healthy amount this week. If I feel frisky, if I feel up to it, so I definitely want to encourage you guys to stay tuned to the channel, turn on notifications so that you can stay abreast of all the content that I release on a weekly basis. If you guys need me, if you need to talk to me, feel free to reach out to me at Regie Collects on Instagram, or you can send me an email to Regie@regiecollects.com. And if you're feeling frisky, I want to encourage you to head over to the website, RegieCollects.com. There's all kinds of good stuff over there. I just put up some additional stuff. A couple of videos are now posted there. You can pick up some t-shirts and all that other kind of stuff. But more importantly, you can find all of the discount codes for my various partners. And then the last thing I will tell you is that a subscriber reached out to me today and said, I want to sponsor a giveaway for your 7,000 subscriber. We are on our way there. Subscriber was like, I want to do a giveaway. I want to pay for it. And not only do I want to pay for it, but I actually want to open it up to people all around the world. So if you are in Canada, if you are in Australia or the UK or somewhere else in the world, we are probably going to be rolling out a very simple contest in the near future that you can participate in. So I definitely want to encourage you guys to stay tuned to the channel. But like I said, if you need me, reach out. I'm not too hard to find. Take care.